with Prester John, man. All this is together, man. So, who would Genghis say is the most respect? He went to war with the Tangu. It took 20 years to conquer the Tangu. So, what would he say, man? Chicora, legendary native kingdom, legendary tribe, right? And all this Cara talk, again, connects to the Carolinas, Carolina. This Francisco reminds me of Esteban a lot. 147, we'll go in a deeper dive. But this Esteban was captured in 1522, this whole shipwreck situation. Portuguese military conquered the city in 1522. They captured Esteban. He's known as this first non-native, they say, explorer, invader, to make contact with the inhabitants of Mexico. And he's a nigga with a feather in his head. I said, damn. And then you got this whole shipwreck situation. Esteban's boat capsized. Half the men drowned. And that just reminds me so much of this Chicora flow. Now that we understand that, this is the land of abundant wealth. Now that we understand that the Italian historian Peter Martyr de Aguirre identified the land of Prester John with Chicora. They only gave us 2 sentences here, but they gave us all this drop on Ethiopia and Mongols. But then when it came to America, they said, I'm going to give you 2 sentences. You figure it out. The land of Prester John is Chicora, according to Peter Martyr. Huh? Why? Because it's the land of abundant wealth. Why? Because it's a kingdom of abundant wealth and resources. This Chicora legend influenced the Spanish and the French in their attempts to colonize North America for the next 60 years. Got it. Because the Portuguese were also influenced, searching for Prester John in America after 1645. They all looking, are you seeking? Are you seeking the code? Are you seeking the creator? Are you seeking Kandawi? And again, with that shipwreck situation, half the people vanished. Remember, Chicora, South Carolina, was originally named Chicora. You don't think Tupac Shakur, Alfina Shakur know about the Chicora? And Alfina's from the Carolinas, from North Carolina. You think she knows about Tupac Amaru, the Inca flow in Peru, and don't know about the Chicora underneath her roof, being from Carolina? Stop it, man. The Chicora is the Chicora. And this is the expedition of Vasquez de Ayllón, 1520, shows the dreadful cruelty of the Spaniards to the Indians. He went to the Bahamas to seize the natives and bring them to the island of Hispaniola to work there in the mines as slaves. A storm drove him on the coast of what is now South Carolina, where he was treated with great kindness by the Indians. While many of these were visiting on board his ships, they were suddenly fastened down under the hatches, and the vessel set sail. So this slave trade started here. They took knockers from here to Spain. Disaster followed the ships, just like Esteban. One of them was wrecked, so there was 2. Half of them vanished, right? Half of them lost, man. So, same thing with Esteban. Half the men drowned. And this is all in 1522. Man, we got to dig on this, man. We got to dig on this. The Indians on the other boat preferred death to slavery and almost to a man, starved themselves, and de Ayllón himself was paid the penalty of this atrocious cruelty 1525 when he went to settle his new province of Chicora, now South Carolina. The natives, imitating his former treachery, enticed many of his men from the ships and massacred them. De Ayllón himself escaped with difficulty, only to return to disgrace to Hispaniola. Damn. You don't think Chicora, you don't think Alfina Chicora know about this land? Know about the Chicora legend? You wondering why Prester John's connected with the land of wealth and resources? You think Peter Martyr's just throwing this out there? You think they're giving us 2 sentences for nothing? God, we're gonna dig on some more of this Chicora. Because it's all happening. It's all happening. It's all happening. So who's the shaper of worlds, man? Forming the medieval world Earth using the imagination of a child and the history of Avalon. John acted as one of his 4 muses or Moseses. And what does it mean, imagination of a child? What is this evil eye connected with Loki and them, the Defenders and the Avengers? They were tricked into battling each other. What does that represent in the Marvel? We back in the Marvel for the dismount, man. We out of here. Over the fate of Dane Whitman, who was once again in the body of his ancestor, Ebor Garrison, Prester John was able to regain the eye from Prince John Immortal. And then later he got involved with Cable and Deadpool. Okay. Due to the Cable's attempt to control the world and Deadpool being falsely accused of murdering a Muslim cleric, he took residence on Providence. He seemed to have altered or added the eye to his stellar ride. Back to the book of Jasher, right? With the blue sapphire staff, right? Where Moses is plucking it out the garden of Retuel after he gets out the dungeon. And this same staff was passed all the way back from Adam. We got that before. So we see how it's all happening in real time, man. This ain't no play. I mean, hey, let's get it from the top. Remember, Kang appeared trying to get John to join him. As we settled their battle, John was sent into the past. He attempted to manipulate events in the past, advising a Frankish king to battle Vikings. He was stopped by Thunderstrike or Thor or Zeus, who was investigating a town Kang had reverted to in medieval times. A bolt from the Minchnor somehow triggered the eye to teleport John back to Avalon. Now Prester John popping up in Africa. Which one, right? While in suspended animation, he's in Africa. How you be in suspended animation and be in Africa at the same time? John and the Seed were later found in Africa by Human Torch. Now we in the Fantastic Four flow. I can't make this up. And yeah, it connects to Richard the Lionheart, connects to Black Knight. Black Knight helping out John, right? Who's the Black Knight? Who's Dane? Who's Dan? We talking Eldad? Dad? After the Crusades, John traveled the world until he found the Isle of Avalon. There he gained the evil eye, my noggin. The one with the deadly glance is more than you just knowing who you are. But when you know who you are, it all connects, right? Your life force connects. Your technology reconnects. Your dragon connects. Everything connects. What they call evil eye, I see as the sight, right? The light that they want to take from your eyes. So this evil eye is placed in the care of Prester John until it seemingly exploded. The device actually split into 6 parts. Sounds like Lord of the Rings and them rings. Sounds like Thanos and them stones. Spread throughout the globe. Become a focal point of the Avenger Defender War. So Prester John is the focal point of the entire Avenger series. But they don't mention him. But they'll bring in Kang, right? Because Prester can't be the bad guy. Kang got to be the bad guy. David can't be the bad guy when Jesus is still the son of David. They need David to remain somewhat pure in order to retain this title. Just because they still in this title. Genghis is taking the title. GC's taking the title. Everybody's taking the title. But they don't want to talk about David. They don't want to talk about Prester John. So Prester John carried a new version of the evil eye called his stellar rod. They can't make no Prester Marvel. Because the Avengers gotta be the good guys, right? Right. They can't, they can't make him a bad guy. They can make Genghis Khan or Kang. They can make Kang a bad guy, but they can't make Prester John a bad. So he kind of, he gets put on the back burner. He gets put on the side while they tell their hijacked story of your story, your history, right? So the evil eye is made of an unknown metal, just like the dragon, unknown substance, capable of manipulating matter, right? Again, got us thinking about this mud flood situation. Love to the car, fire and concussive force blast, disintegrating matter. Sound like the mud flood. We're talking Tartaria, Genghis Khan, Prester John, and technology. Nullifying other energy sources, creating or destroying force fields. What's it got to do with all these worlds beyond the pole? And the firmament. We're going to talk firmament. And of course, it has dimensional time travel abilities. Abilities. Man, let's keep thinking, man. It's getting real thinky. I know we be getting linky because it always gets quite thinky.